Hi, I'm Chris Dixon. I'm the co-founder of Hunch and Founder Collective. This is Founder Stories. Today we have Ben Lerer, the co-founder and CEO of Thrillist, and also a partner at Lerer Ventures. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So what is Thrillist?
So what is Thrillist? So Thrillist, when we started it, was a local content site for guys, sort of trying to be a better city guide. As time has gone on, we've morphed it, and we're now a platform for guys where we have both local and national content and commerce smushed into one place.
And when you say guys, is it like a particular demographic?
When we started, it was guys like me, guys like us, young guys.
So it's male?
Male. I mean, generally, we're a 21 to 35-year-old guy, but we sort of extend on both sides a little bit.
Okay. And you're national? Or?
We're national, but we have local editions in 19 U.S. cities and in London.
And you kind of came out of, so I remember, like, was it like 3 or 4 years ago, Daily Candy got bought by, I think, Comcast.
Comcast,
and it was a big, it was like $130 million, as I recall.
Exactly.
And then there was like sort of, a lot of people were like, wow, you can make an interesting business out of a sort of a daily email thing. And there were a bunch of companies started, and you kind of came out of that batch?
Well, we actually were before that batch. So we're 5 years sort of in the making, 6 years in the making. I'm getting old. And when we started probably 2 or 3 years before the Daily Candy exit. Daily Candy had been very successful at that point.
So you were inspired by them, but it was before
completely inspired. We actually raised money from Bob Pittman and the Pilot guys who had invested in Daily Candy. So we were copycats.
Yeah.
Proud copycats. Yes.
And how did you, like, what were you doing before, and how did you get this started?
I was 23 when we started the company, so I was not doing much. I had graduated from college 2 years prior and was working for Andre Balazs doing hotel operations, so traveling a lot and working on a lot of nights and weekends, and sort of just first job malaise. Although Andre's awesome, it wasn't exactly the perfect thing for me.
And then did you just sort of say, I want to start a company, and then think about different ideas?
Yeah, well, we had lots of ideas, lots of get-rich-quick schemes, and the common thread between all of them was that we had absolutely no idea what the hell we were talking about. And one day, sitting on my roof, my partner and I, his name's Adam Rich, were sitting there and recognized that we were like, well, what do we know about? Because we don't know about a music subscription business or whatever other idea we had. And unfortunately, the thing that we realized we knew about was like frivolous fun and like buying stupid shit and getting drunk and all the things that we cover at Thrillist. And so we sort of recognized that there was a hole between the local city guides we were reading that weren't speaking our language and the national men's magazines that we trusted, but that weren't covering content that was local or timely or actionable or really relevant to us.
I see. So it was really sort of following like what Paul Graham says of like scratch your own itch or whatever. It's,
we were in a very, very direct way scratching our own itch. Yeah.
And so did the business start out? I mean, so currently it's what you have. I guess can you give some numbers, like how big is the business right now?
So the business now is we're 115 people. A lot of that growth is in the last year. So we've gone from about 45 to 115, and we have 30 open positions today. So we're actively growing right now. We'll do about 40 million in revenue this year. That's almost tripling from last year. And a big part of this growth is really the sort of discovery of commerce for us. And so for years we were just a content platform. We had these city guides in a bunch of markets. We sold national brand advertising against it and built a really nice 8-figure business around getting the Procter & Gamble's of the world to come in and reach a valuable demo of guys that we had engaged. And we saw the sort of Gilts and the Groupons of the world emerge around us and said, look, we have the same assets that these guys have. We have we have trust, we have a big audience.
How big, can you say how big your audience is?
Yeah, so our audience is between 2 and 3 million subscription, or actually, I think probably between 3 and 4 million subscriptions now.
So that means people that sign up and regularly open the email?
That sign up and get our content, content or commerce. And so as we were...
Like, I'm just curious, like, how do you measure whether it's like an active user, for example, in email?
For us...
I mean, email now, like with Groupon and things, has become a very...
Right.
It kind of has
so Groupon has like 80 million users or whatever it is, but what percentage of them are like the core? And I think it's probably tough to really tell. I mean, they may have it in their S1, but for us, we think about, as we've sort of become more of a commerce business, for us what's really important is like the activity plays a big role. So within that 3 million, some of those people are far more active, some of those people are far less. What we're really excited about is the amount of monetization that we're able to drive from a single user. Obviously, you get a lot more from a more deeply engaged user, but at the end of the day, the average user has a real definitive value that we're able to sort of tie to it, because we're able to monetize them both through advertising revenue and through selling products through Jack Threads and through Thrillist Rewards, which are our two sort of commerce businesses that we bought one and we launched one and have bolted it on to create a platform.